time. It's time. I have been waiting like 3 months to do a spoiler review on some movie, and I've finally done it. I'm gonna do a spoiler review on Venom, because there's stuff to be talked about. So, it's time to kill Venom. Venom. No, the disappointment of the music video Venom by Eminem. Yeah, the music video is disappointing. I think everything labeled Venom is disappointing. You know what? The saddest thing to break to my friends at school today was everybody knew I was seeing Venom. I'm like the type of kid at school, like, he sees every movie. So they always ask me, hey, was that one good? And they were all like, is Venom good? And they were probably all expecting me to say, yes, it was great. And I had to break it to them, and I was just like, yeah, it's awful. And then they were like, oh, dang. So if you haven't seen Venom, this is a spoiler review. I don't care if you see Venom or not. It's like, if you don't care about what your movie has in it, you don't care about good story, you don't care about anything like that, you just want to have fun, maybe check out Venom. It will not wear on you, it will wear off fast. But if you want to see a movie that gives good characters, has entertaining action, and is a deep don't see Venom if you're looking for that. You will not get that anywhere in this movie. Alright, let's kill it! Let's kill Venom! Alright, let's do it. Alright, so the opening scene of this movie is, terrible. Yeah, what other bad way to open your movie? Like, oh god, the opening of this movie. Okay, so the opening of this movie starts, it shows a shot of space. And I thought they were going to twist us by making it actually, we're looking at Venom, the symbiote. But no, it's actually in space, and I was like, wait, what? Wait, oh yeah, I guess symbiotes are aliens, which I always found weird. But then, it shows this ship, and it's like flying, and it's just like, we successfully captured these things. Oh no, this happens in a matter of like 30 seconds. And I was like, okay, we're going, great, we're going fast. Also, talk about the CGI. The ship in that scene. I thought I was watching it. I actually genuinely thought I went into the wrong theater and saw some other random movie that I had no idea about. But it looked like I was watching an animated movie. The ship looked so bad. Holy does that ship look bad. And then the ship is flying, then it crashes in some place in Malaysia and just blows up. And when I saw that, I thought, I think I'm in an animated movie. And this all happens in the matter of like the first minute, and I was like, we're going, oh god, no, ow, dang, I just slipped. We're going too fast. Slow down, slow down. The movie decides not to, and we jump right in. And then it shows like Carlton Drake and his play, like it shows like all this crew, all this stuff at the crash site, and it shows Carlton Drake all like, what, did anything survive? And I was like, yep, it's this guy, like he's gonna suck, and turns out he sucks. And they're like, we lost one of the symbiotes, and I was like, they lost Riot, and guess what they lost? Riot, of course they did. It's not like this movie was gonna try. And as they're cleaning up the investigation, there's one guy, and he's like, still alive? No, wait, no, Riot was in that guy, so Riot didn't escape. Riot was in that guy, and they all were like, okay, I hate this scene. I hate this scene. It shows the camera view, but out of nowhere, it turns from a GoPro camera view, like, and it would have worked if it was like showing the cam on the front of a soldier, but it isn't, unless the soldier's a huge creep, because he like just stares at this girl for a couple seconds, and the girl doesn't even notice him. Oh god, I hated that. I have no idea where they shot that. We looked awful. It just didn't work. I think it was supposed to add intensity, but it didn't work at all for me. Then the body's like lying there, and they're like, he's still alive. They take him to a medic, and they go in the car, and then like right as they get in the car, he gets attacked. And then the girl the guy with the symbiote attacks the girl in the car like she's just some SWAT thing. Then that girl gets this riot inside of her, and then it shows her walking, and she's about to go somewhere. We don't know where. No, we do, because they said it's like outside of this one city, the Kuala Lumpur. I don't know where, but and then it's just like she's walking. I was like, she's going to whatever city it was, and turns out she was. Then Venom. Look, I don't know if it's easy to say it or not. The opening scene is awful. The reason why is because it really sets the tone for this movie. It's a fast, sloppy, messy, boring, stupid, opening scene, and that is exactly what this movie is. This opening scene of this movie was awful, and I hated watching it. I was just like, bro, do it better next time. Anyway, she goes to the city, and then this is Venom, and then is Tom Hardy waking up, and his girlfriend's like getting him with a pillow, and I was like, the relationship. I didn't think that was happening. What about in the teaser when he goes, like, he says, like, maybe it was an accident or a breakup, so they're gonna break up, right? It's not like, it's funny that the teaser trailer for Venom, like, the most teaser trailer for any movie ever, spoiled that. Like, whatever. Anyway, Venom is like, yeah. Tom Hardy's like, he's this cool guy. He's like, is investigating people, takes people down, which I really liked Tom Hardy as that character. I thought that character side of him was cool. And I guess him with Venom was cool. But I thought that him being a journalist, like, takes down, he's like a muckraker almost. He, like, takes down these big organizations. He's this really ruthless guy. And he's like, they're like about to go to Carlton Drake, and he's like, hey, you know that I'm going to, he's like, we got an interview with you, Carlton Drake. So what you're going to do is you're going to tell him that the shipwreck was nothing bad. And then he's like, but he's evil. And he's like, nope, nope. Pretty sure enough, it's like this movie was going to not be predictable. Yeah. Anyway, we all knew what was going to happen. He goes to the interview and he's all like, hey, guess what? Also, this one scene that didn't make sense to me. He logs onto his girlfriend's computer, and he just logs on, and then, and he's just in the account, and I was like, what was the point of that? And then the scene goes on, and I don't think it's ever brought up again. I think it was brought up once, and it was like the cause of their breakup. I'm now figuring that out. Like, that did not make sense to me in the movie. I totally forgot about that scene, and that didn't make sense to me at all. Anyway, he goes to, like, this, he goes and, goes to the interview, and we all know what he's gonna do. He's gonna go like, what about the allegations that you recruit the most vulnerable for tests that end up killing people? Also, I know Venom's a dumb movie, and it is dumb, but, why would Carlton Drake have enough money to send a ship like that into space? Nonetheless, 6 months later, count it, 6 months later, be able to do it again. Like, who has that money? I don't think anybody has that amount of money to send not one, but 2 rocket ships. Whatever, it was dumb. And it's like, well, I'm going to do space exploration because I think we should live in space. And it's like, what? What? And they never even explain how we discovered the symbiote. Like, they say, like, we found this species on this comet when we sent our spaceship up into space. Then why did you send your spaceship up into space? How did you get in contact with a comet? Whatever. If this movie's supposed to take place in 2018, which I'm going to assume it is, how did they get to that comet? That doesn't make any sense. That didn't make any sense. Anyway, he gets totally fired. Okay, this is another scene. Another problem with the pacing. At the beginning, I genuinely thought this whole beginning scene with Tom Hardy, like, getting recruited for the job, I always thought that was really good, because it was going at a good pace, and it was going good, and I was entertained. So I was genuinely like, okay, we got a good start. Not a perfect start. I mean, the opening scene sucked, but we got better. We've gotten better. And then, the next thing happens. Eddie Brock gets fired, like, immediately. Like, he just goes to this place and he's like, you're fired, I can't trust you, go. And it's like, wait, oh, okay. And then he goes outside, and then his girlfriend breaks up with him. He's like, you used me! And I always thought, how did she use him? And now I thought about it, it's like that scene when he's on the computer. But what did he use her for? I don't know, I don't care, whatever. And when that came up, and then it all ends, and it's like, my life has been broken by Carlton Drake, and I'm just like, that happened in the matter of like a minute, for God's sake. Then Carlton Drake requires the symbiotes, and he's like, I'ma do some crazy stuff with these. Then 6 months later, that was really awkward. Like, just 6 months later, I was like, oh, okay, we jump it. Wow. Okay. Another problem with this movie is that either it's the flow of the movie or it's the locations of the movie, because this movie takes place all in Oakland, which is fine with me if it did it right. And this movie doesn't. It takes place in like 2 streets, and like 2 streets in the movie that I can think of right now. There are more than that, but like 2 main streets, and they don't look different. There's just 2 streets that they're mainly on in this movie. Then there's the lab, and then there's this forest that they go to a couple times. I think that's it. Like, that's a problem with your movie when you have, like, 2 locations. That's a problem. You need more than that, because it felt like this limited, enclosed box that had nowhere to go. And I really hate that, because another thing I hate is that you don't even get to see how the civilians are reacting, to this. Because, well, I don't require that in my movie. I'd like that in my movie, you lazy, stupid thing. Look, I liked Batman. One thing I liked Batman vs. Superman Man of Steel because it kind of showed how the public's reacting to this. But in this movie, you literally see no civilians. Like, no civilians reacting to anything that happens. Anyway, then he puts the symbiote, I think it's Venom, inside of this one guy, and it kills the guy. And his assistants are like, I don't like Drake killing people, so I'm gonna go play God's plan. I get it, because his name is Drake. Carlton Drake. Drake, get it? Ha. 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 Laugh, because it's funny. It's funny, isn't it? Yeah, no, that was dragged on. God, I'm 12 minutes into this video, and I still am at the beginning of the movie. If you can even call it that. Anyway, then he randomly goes to, Alright, he goes, then the girl's like, hey, I would like you to go to the lab, you can get your job back. I would like you to, like, take pictures and stuff, and he takes pictures, and he does stuff, and stuff happens, and the weird stuff happens. Then he goes there, and then, like, this one homeless girl he was friends with is, like, banging on the window, and she's like, hey, have been taken! And then it was like, well, she's gonna give him Venom. And then he's like, oh, shoot, let me break the glass. Like, what were you thinking? Do you, also, Carlton, what, that doesn't make sense to me, because let's say that the symbiote did find its match. Then that glass is pretty easily broken. That means the symbiote could break out. So, plot holes! This movie has a crap ton of them! He gets this Venom inside of him, and then he, like, runs away, and he, like, is doing all this crazy jumping and stuff. Climbs up a tree, and, like, a couple times. Yeah, it was okay scene. It was a cool, meh scene. And, anyway, he goes home, and he's all, like, really rushing. He's acting really weird, and I didn't really actually get the scene. I thought it was okay. And then he's, he's acting really weird. I liked it when he looked in the mirror, and then all of a sudden, just, like, help, and then you just hear, like, Venom go, hello, and then he just falls back, and then he flies back into the window. I thought that was funny. And, I also like the way he gets used to Venom. Like, he gets used to Venom. They kind of become friends. I like that relationship in the movie. I'll talk about that later. But then the stupidness kicks in, and it hits you in the core. Like, it penetrates you. The girl that he's like Carlton's like, the symbiote is gone, and my terrible dialogue is still happening. And, yeah, then more stuff happens, and then stuff, and then stuff, and then stuff, and then stuff, and stuff. Why? I actually don't want to talk about Venom right now. I thought I'd think about it a lot more today. I thought about it a couple times. Dude, should I give it that 3 out of 10? I thought. No, it deserves it. It's a freaking terrible movie. I wanted to end this review in like 2 minutes. Turns out I'm not going to be able to. Anyway, he acquires this scene. I'm going to rush through the scene. He goes into this restaurant. He's acting really funky because of symbiotes in his head. It's being weird, and there's these lobsters, and he, like... It was weird, I guess. I almost marveled at how... No pun intended. No pun intended, if you get the joke. Is actually Venom on here? Actually, I'm going to see. Is Venom on here? Where are you, Venom? I believe I bet you he's on here somewhere. Because Elektra is in the forefront of this picture, so Venom's gotta be somewhere, right? I'll tell you guys when I find Venom. I can't find Venom, that's weird. Why is Venom not on here? And is Thanos actually on here? I think he is. There's a guy sitting in a throne on here. So I bet you that's Thanos. Back to the crappy movie. As Venom gets this symbiote in his systems. Okay, then action scene 1 kicks in. He goes back to his apartment and he's all like, man, I'm screwed. There's also that scene where he's in the doctor's office for like a couple seconds. I didn't care for that scene. It like did nothing for me. And he's like, he's in the he's at his house and he's all like, he's just sitting there just chilling, and all of a sudden like he just hears, "Don't open the door," and he's just like, I'm opening in. He goes up and opens, a bunch of guys with tasers and guns are like, I'm gonna need Mr. Drake's property back, and he's like, what? He's like, where's the symbiote? And then they electrocute him. Then tentacles start flying everywhere. I don't care to talk about Venom right now. I'm rushing it because I don't care. It's gonna take forever to edit. Whatever. I'm gonna gut through it. Venom. Anyway, there's just chaos going on. He's like fighting a bunch of people. And I really couldn't understand what's happening. He's like beating people. He's like tapping tentacles around, and he's being stings up. Later, he goes up and he like kills some people, and he's all like, "I'm sorry about your friends," and then he punches him. Why does Tom Hardy sound drunk the entire movie? I'm sorry, he sounded drunk the entire movie. Anyway, then Venom's like beating stuff up. Then he gets onto this motorcycle and he's riding away and he's driving around his stuff and he's doing car chase stuff, which I thought was pretty cool. I thought the car chase in this movie was really good. That's one of the few. I thought the actions in the movie sucked, like especially Riot versus Venom. But that scene when he's on the motorcycle and he's getting chased, I thought that was pretty cool. And he's like just riding and he does some cool stunts. He's so cool, things like that. Then he goes and he's like driving and something happens. I'm forgetting. He like stops his motorcycle and like makes it out and he's like, he gets hit by a car and he's like just and they're injured and then Venom like heals him. Then he gets up and he does the thing where he grabs the guy and he goes, "We are Venom." No, he doesn't actually. I wish he did. But he like grabs him by the neck and he just goes, "I slums, pancreas, so many snacks, so little time." I'm not doing that. I'm actually not auditing that. I'm actually doing that and it hurts my throat so bad. And he starts licking him like he did in the trailer, and I thought that was pretty disappointing from the trailer. Then another guy shoots at him, he like throws him over. And this is the first I'm ever gonna say a superhero movie should have been rated R. I mean, I guess I'm fine with it being PG-13 because I get to watch it and review it. But he grabs this guy and he bites his head off. Which would have been, like, if he just goes up, he bites at him and just says, "Frick you," or I don't say the F word that much. But he grabs him, he just bites at him, and just says the F word, and it'd be awesome. And there's like blood everywhere. That would have been cool. But I wouldn't have been allowed to review it today. But instead, like, just show something. Like, bite it and, like, make something happen. Because you can do blood in PG-13. It's not like blood is restricted. But, I don't know, that really bothered me. Like, that's the first time I've ever thought this movie could have benefited for an R rating. Also, the tone of this movie's off. Like, it's not even a dark movie. Like, the plot is not even that dark. It's not even a dark movie. But the tone is so dark because it wants to be dark because it's Venom and it has to be dark. Dark, gritty Venom because we're DC now. Who even, like, does that now? Who even does DC anymore? I know you're going to say DC. Yes, I know there's a new Aquaman trailer. I don't care. It's 5 minutes. Who makes a 5-minute trailer? Like, I always thought 3 minutes was longer true, but nope. No, DC cross it. You make 5-minute trailers, so that's why I'm not going to talk about it till, like, tomorrow, because I do not care. More Venom stuff! Okay, guys, we're actually still spoiling Venom, and I'm almost at 20 minutes of spoiling this movie, and we're not even in the third act. Whatever. Let's rip it off like a Band-Aid. Let's do it! Venom! Let's continue reviewing Venom. What do you guys think on Mini Venom? I'm a Lego fan. Deal with it. Wait, where was I? I forgot. Oh yeah. That's an awfully hot. That was so forced. Sorry for the Storm BT Eminem freestyle verse thing, whatever. Sorry for that reference. You just cracked 20 minutes on MTS. Are you sure you want to continue talking about Venom? Yes, I'm going to continue. Then Venom's like, he's like, I need to get these pictures. Like, Tom was like, I need to get all these pictures up to the top of this building. And then Venom, like, I liked it when the head came out of, like, his arm or something, and he's just, like, there, and he's talking to him. He's like, you're mine. Now, we're gonna go get my other people, and we're gonna end your worlds. Yeah. And Tom, like, doesn't do anything with it. He's just like, okay. And then he's, like, trying to go into the building, and he's like, okay, he's trying to go up into the building because he needs to get this information to this other guy. He's like, look, oh, dang, I can't do it. He's just like, the guy at the front desk, like, I can't let you in. And then he just goes to it, and then Venom, I like this line, Venom just goes, you want it up? Why don't you just ask? I should probably stop saying it that way. I thought that was cool. I thought it was cool. He's just like, hey, you want it up? Why don't you just ask? And then they climbed the building, and it looked cool and stuff. What a forced thing. Yeah, make your movie take place on the top of what is it? I saw it. The Trans-America Pyramid. Wow, what a forced way to do it. Third longest spoiler review, and I didn't want to do that, but here we go. More Venom. This is probably going to be my longest spoiler review, my longest video on this channel. For the love of God, this is going to take forever to edit. Back to Venom. He climbs the building, he, like, sets the phone down, and I love this. This scene is the best. He's like, now jump. And then it shows him, like, push one elevator, and for the joke to work, I'm gonna say something I don't usually say, but whatever. It shows him push the button, and you just hear Venom go, pussy. I laughed so hard. That was great. That was a great joke. And then he goes to the bottom, and they're all the cops like, freeze! And he's like, guys, you do not want to do this. Trust me. And then then they're like, mask! And they put mask on. I was like, have it your way. Mask! And then Venom goes over him, and I was like, oh yeah, that clip was awesome. And then it happens, and it's all in smoke, and it's all lame, and it's bleh. Once again, could have been benefited from an R rating. Stuff happens. He's beating everybody up. Then Tom's girlfriend, like, sees him, and he's like, and she's like, hey, we need to get you to the hospital because you have a weird... What is that? And he's like, yeah, it's Venom. He's inside me. He's in my head. And then she's like, let's go. They go into the car, and he's about to go, and he's like, no, I can't go anywhere near you. And then Venom's just like, I like her. And it's like, fine. So he gets in the car, and then they go to the doctor's place, where they use the frequency thing to get the symbiote out of him, and then symbiote's out, and then they're idiots, and the symbiote goes up through the vent, and it gets inside a dog, like, ugh. That scene also doesn't make sense to me. The dog walks up to the girl, and she's like, what are you doing, puppy? And then the puppy just goes like, she just walks to the girl, and the puppy's like, oh no. And then she's Venom later. Like, that didn't make sense to me. Yes, I know, Riot got into Carlton Drake and his assistant died. Do I care? No. Anyway, Riot gets into Carlton Drake, and then he goes, like, and they capture Tom Hardy, and they're, like, sitting there, and he's, like, interrogating him, and then Riot goes out of him, and he's like, where is Venom? And when I saw that, I thought, that's cool. It's kind of cool. And then Tom is like, oh my god, that is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I thought that was funny. But Tom just sounds drunk in this whole thing. Like, he's just like he's sounded really bad in the scene. Then they're like about to execute him out in the woods. I don't know why they did it. But then my spoiler review became the longest spoiler review on this channel. Like, Venom beat Infinity War in length. I wanted this one to be a whole... I wanted this video to end way a while ago. But I'm going to continue because I'm a sport and I'm going to do it. That would definitely be an Infinity War's length. Great, we're going to go like to 29 minutes. I don't know, half an hour, dog, of Venom. That's sad. Anyway, Venom gets into that one girl and she like attacks all these guys. And then she gets back into... The Venom gets back inside of him. Then the third act, oh yeah, we're gonna get some more symbiotes, yeah, because I actually thought we're gonna get that yellow symbiote in there, we're gonna get a bunch of that, and then it goes, and then Riot's like, he's gonna go take over and fly the ship and get some more symbiotes, and then Venom's like, I'm gonna fight him, and they're like, nah, and then they go, and he's about to fight, and I was like, we're gonna get another symbiote, right? He runs up, and they just start fighting, and it was cool, it was a cool, entertaining fight. JK lol, the fight sucked. This is when the movie This is when the movie lost me. Like, this, I enjoyed the majority of the beginning for how weird and dumb and mindless it was, and how chaotic and just bad it was. But then this scene just lost. Oh god, this scene lost me because I had no idea what was happening. It's just like, ah, but like, the way it shot, the way it was made, all the CGI just looked bad, just really bad. They're fighting, they're doing all their cool stuff, fight. Then Carlton Drake's the other symbiote, Riot, gets into the ship and they're taking off and like, ha, and they're looking out the window like anyone would do. I hated that, so cringy. 25 minutes, boy. 25 minutes. 26 for you guys, but 25 for me. Anyway, the rocket ship like takes off, it goes really high, and then Venom's like, I'm gonna take it out, and just slices it, and then it blows up, and then Venom's like gonna protect Tom Hardy's just like, goodbye. And Tom Hardy's like, no, Venom! And then it blows up, and then Venom dies. No, JK, what, you thought he was gonna die? He comes back, and he's just back inside of Tom Hardy. For reasons. Like, they don't ever explain. Like, he survived, I guess. He somehow survived that. I don't know. Stan Lee does make a cameo. I totally forgot he was gonna make a cameo with me. He does. It was okay. I thought it was kind of funny. Then he's like walking down the streets like a turd. Wins. So I had to. I said walking down the street. I had to. And I even have like a movie night in like an hour and a half. And oh god, how am I gonna edit this video? Anyway, okay, I'll do as good as I can. Okay, we're at 27 minutes. How did I stretch this 11 minutes longer than I wanted to? Good God, 27 minutes of Venom. That is a good portion of the runtime of the movie. For those of you who are even at this point of the review, nice work. Staying with me so I can tell you my opinions on this frickin' movie. I didn't really want to make this video, but I am now. Anyway, he's like, then they go into the shop that they usually go to. He's like, what do you want? I'm forgetting it was the tater tots and chocolate. I thought it was funny. And then the guy that like always pays me, he's like, aiming a gun, and then Venom's like, bad guy. And Tom Hardy's like, yeah. And then he turns into Venom and he grabs and goes, you go down the street like torturing poor people. Torturing the innocent, that's what he said at least. And then he goes, we will both go arms, and then both of your legs, and then we'll whip your face right off your head. You will be this armless, legless, faceless thing, won't you? Going down the streets like a turd in the wind. And he's like, what the heck are you? And then half his face goes, he goes, we are Venom. I thought that was cool, and then he eats the guy. And then he's like, I have a parasite. Yeah. Now I missed a chat. That was great in the trailer. It was funny in the movie anyway. The movie ends finally, and then I get to say Venom sucked, because Venom sucked. Oh wait, no, there's a post-credit scene. Dang it! The post-credit scene in this movie, we all know was going to happen. Tom Hardy's going to show up. Not Tom Hardy, sorry. Woody Harrelson's going to show up, he's all going to be like, I'm Carnage. I knew that was going to happen. Then it shows Tom Hardy like, going into the facility, it's like, come on, and then I saw Woody Harrelson in their cage. I was like, yes! How are we going to show Carnage? And then it just shows him singing, it's like interviewing him, and he just goes, I'm going to break out. When I do, there's going to be Carnage. And I was so pissed. Oh, God. Wow, what a disappointment. Look, I wanted them to put Carnage in this movie, but I decided to wait to the next one. And honestly, who does that? Like, who? That was such a crappy post-credit scene. There's another one that I thought was freaking awesome. But, I was so mad. 30 minutes of Venom! Like, we're almost at 30 minutes of Venom. How do I have this much space on my device? I don't know. I can tell you one thing. I don't think I'll have enough space to convert it twice. Anyway, back to this movie. Anyway, oh god, I think my phone's gonna like run out of space soon. I don't know. Okay, back to Venom. Wow, I lost. Okay, the post-credit scene was I hated it. It was so disappointing. Then the next post-credit scene was really I didn't know they were gonna do that. Then the post-credit scene goes on. And I thought it was really, really, really cool what they did. because they just show like a 5-minute clip from Into the Spider-Verse that really, I like how Venom made me more confident for another movie. Like, I think Spider-Verse is going to be great. The clip at the end of this movie for Spider-Verse was awesome. Like, it just showed the special effects look good. All the CGI looked good. I guess all the... I guess all of the animation looked really good. Yeah, we're officially at 30 minutes. Frick Venom. Frick Venom. Anyway, where was I? Dang, I'm like just wasting time now at this point. Oh yeah, the clip was cool. I thought it was really cool. I really am excited for Into the Spider-Verse. And that was Venom! And was it good? No. Look, I knew Rotten Tomatoes was gonna praise this movie, but I didn't think they were gonna be idiots and give it an 88%. Critics are right, as usual. Yes, critics for life. Look, I hated this movie more than most people, and that is surprising, because I am either extreme on a bad movie. I'm never that harsh. Like, I can be harsh. But I was impressed by Venom, and it's bad. I didn't go into it expecting a masterpiece. I expected a movie. I got an incoherent mess of just nothing, and it was a sloppy, boring, lazy, stupid movie that, it sucked. It really sucked. It's a terrible movie. I highly suggest you don't check it out because it was entertaining for its bad and it's weird and stupid. Overall, I hated Venom. It was so bad. Like, impressively bad Venom. I could go on for days on how this movie was boring. It was boring at times. It was really bad. Like, really bad. And I hated it more than most people. Like, I honestly thought this movie was worse. More than most people. Is it the worst movie of the year? It's not even in my 10 worst. It'll be on the honorable mentions, definitely. But is it the worst movie of the year? No. Is it the most disappointing? Surprisingly, no. It is just freaking sad. And it's not even a usual Sony problem. It's just a clumsy, messy movie that has no idea what it is. It's barely dumb fun. It's barely a movie. It's a mess of a cluster. You know what? I'm going to compare this movie to the actual symbiote in the movie. It's just this thing, this blob flying around that needs a host. It needs to latch on something. And it's never going to find one because it's a crap movie. It's bad. It's stupid. If you're going to see a movie this weekend, check out A Star Is Born. Miles over this movie. Check this one out at Redbox if you're interested in it at all. Thank you guys for watching this review. I did not like Venom. I'm also going to show you one other thing I got. The people at the theater for this movie, I usually don't like this theater that much. It's a cheap theater. But they were really nice to me. They gave me, like, a Venom comic. Like, I think this side looks a lot cooler than this side. This side looks cool. But this side is, like, Venom. It's Venom and it's awesome. Like, I thought this was really nice. They gave me this comic book. Just like, they just said to me, hey, you want a Venom comic book? And I was like, cool. And they just gave it to me. So, yeah, I'm going to probably hang this one up in the background, maybe. I don't think I will, because I don't really want to show Venom credit in the background of my videos. I'll hang it up in my room, so you might be able to see in the background of some video one time. But this was I read it. It's a scene from the movie, but it was good. It's not the best comic book ever. It's not a masterpiece, but it has a lot of the movie. So yeah, it was really cool. So yeah, I'm really gonna lose space now. See you guys next time. Bye. What are your spoilery thoughts on this movie? Bye. Frick Venom. Frick, just comment below if you hated Venom. Just comment frick Venom, because it's freaking terrible. 34 minutes of Venom! Yeah! Dang it. Stupid.